coming back to NBA ball, uh, Dejounte Murray, Vineet, like what has happened this entire week is, I don't know, maybe he was feeling lonely, or maybe this is who he really was, and Pop had like sort of like a Rodman, like tried to calm him down, tried to humble him. This man is going at players like 10 levels below him, rookie first overall draft picks, and just normal players who were just trying to like have some fun in the Drew League and the Pro Am and Isaiah Thomas's invitational events and all that. Uh, does it make any sense to you? Because I watched the videos and this man is like angry at people for no reason. What did you make of all of this? Dejounte Murray turning heel. You
I
you know
think
what
that
turning heel means, right? Like in
yeah, yeah,
WWE
yeah,
terminology.
yeah, yeah.
Like suddenly
yeah.
becoming the villain. Like Triple H was a good guy for a while. Then they decided to turn him heel, so he became like the bad guy for a while. All
When
that.
was
Yeah,
he? He
please,
was
please.
never a good guy. He was always a bad guy. He started off
No,
as
before
that.
before D Generation X, I think he was good guy. He was not.
No, no, he
Or am I
was that
thinking?
like that prince or something. No, he used to always like keep himself clean and all that. That's who he was. Like very annoying, and not a very good wrestler. And then he came
Triple
back
H.
with like,
Then he
yeah.
got it. Okay.
Then he came with the Generation X, and that's like when he like rebranded himself.
Yeah, correct. That's the
Yeah,
bad
I think
boy.
the biggest turning of heel is basically I think Rocky, The Rock. He
The
came in
Rock.
with like yeah, he came in with Rocky Maivia, which was like part of like this group that was hated. I forgot the name of the group, but like five or six
I
people
remember
that they
Rocky
were.
Maivia. I was in love with The Rock back then also because he used to do
Then
that
he left.
jump.
Then he left that group, and then he was like the bad guy against Stone Cold Steve Austin. But then he was so charismatic that
Uh,
they made him like the good guy,
the People's Champ.
the people's champ.
So yeah, Dejounte Murray. Thoughts?
I think that's who he was. I think that's what he was.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's the only explanation I can think of. And I don't think this. I think, which is why probably one of the reasons why the Spurs let him go. Which is like, man,
What?
yeah. I mean, I don't think the Spurs want that kind of player in their thing. They don't want that kind of like show off for the sake of show off. Like you can be intense and competitive without having to like thump your chest and like
Yeah. Well.
hit 19-year-olds with the basketball. Like yeah. I mean, I think it's very trashy. But I think he's also like trying to like make a name. Come in the spotlight and like have himself be talked about. Um, so in that sense, I think that's fine. But I don't think that this was like I don't think the Spurs really stopped him. I just think that he decided like okay, you know, because he's going into like the Hawks and the Trey Young is like
Atlanta,
already
like
this.
downtown Atlanta, is one of the most dangerous areas apparently. Like all
I don't
gang.
know.
Pew, pew, pew. Do you think he wants to build up street cred for some reason? Like
Yeah, I
get
mean,
more
and also
Atlanta
like
sponsors?
when you're going into a new team, you don't want, especially with a team that has a superstar like Trey Young, like you want to sort of, I don't know. I think it's just insecurity, like insecurity manifesting itself, and when only people who are insecure act like this, like if you're talented and if you got the work ethic, you will shine. Like there is no like there's nothing that's going to stop you, right? Like, but if you're insecure, you start like resorting to these cheap moves, right? Like, okay, I'm insecure, like I'm going to the Hawks, like, will they give me a shot? Will I be like the man? So I'm going to do all this like things to like show that I'm the man, and I'm like, I can't mess with me, and like all that bullshit, right? So that's the only thing I would think. I mean,
The insecurity thing makes sense because like you don't have to show like players below you that you're better than, right? Like you're supposed to show players at your level that you're better than them. That's like probably where the nobody's asking whether that guy who he hit the ball on the head with is better than him. Like that comparison on no page, even the trashiest of NBA takes, nobody's saying that this player is better than him. So if you want to go, you go at the NBA number one draft pick. Okay, all right, fine, okay, makes sense. Even though you're not doing it in the NBA, you're doing it outside. Fine, okay, makes sense. You're now going and hitting all these little, like people who come there to play for fun. They're not professional by any level. They're not D3, A3, any sort of basketball level. They just like you go and show them up. That insecurity thing makes a lot of sense. But I mean, like he's so young. He was not a triple double machine, but he always had the capability to be that sort of thing. He's a defensive like pest. like those long arms. They made the All-Star team last year, right?